The danger of the Be Yourself gospel. Good morning, great people, great minds, and welcome once again to Arise and Shine on DSG Radio, where we wake up not just our bodies, but our purpose. Today, I want to challenge a dangerous message that is now spreading like wildfire, especially among the young people. It sounds wise, it sounds empowering, but it's misleading. They say, always be yourself. People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care. At first glance, it looks like self-confidence, but dig deep and you will see that this is an invitation to stagnation. Let me be real with you. If you always be yourself, even when that self is rude, even when that self is lazy, undisciplined, or toxic, and you don't care, how will you grow? Self-improvement only begins with self-judgment. It starts when you look in the mirror and say, this habit is ugly, this attitude is harmful, this weakness is costing me greatness. That is not self-hate. That is self-awareness. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17 says, as iron sharpeneth iron, so one person sharpen another. But how can you be sharpened if you refuse correction? If every word of advice is taken as an attack on your personality? Look at the society today in Nigeria. You see young men and women who refuse mentorship, saying, this is just who I am. Young women stuck in unproductive circles, saying, if they don't like me, that is their business. No, sometimes it should be your business, because constant development is the law of life. And a man who always tries to maintain his dogmas in order to appear consistent drives himself into false position. Change is a sign of life. And guess what? Even God expects growth, expects change. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, do not conform yourself to the patterns of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing of your mind. Let's bring it home. I once mentored a young man from Owerri who used to come late to every training. When corrected, he shrouded and said, that's who I've always been. Well, guess what? He was dropped from the team. A few months later, he came back, apologetic, humble, and changed. Today, he runs his own business. And you know his motto. His motto says, to live is to change, and to be perfect is to have changed often. Listen, loving yourself doesn't mean refusing to change. Jesus loved people, but he never left them the same. Let me wrap up with this. Yes, be yourself, but be your best self. Be that version of you that can take correction, that can grow, that can rise, that can shine. So, young king, young queen, don't just accept who you are. Upgrade, transform, arise, and shine. This is DSG Radio, and I believe in your greatness. Thank you.